Conservative political commentator Benny Johnson says, "You're not an American if you don't believe in God." Let's hear what he has to say.
And the true enemy of our movement, the true enemy of America is and always has been the godless Marxist that wants to shred this flag right behind me here and wants to undergird all that it means to be an American, because without the belief in God, which is, of course, the beginning of communism, is the destruction of the church. The government isn't, the God isn't God, the government is God. That is communism distilled. Without that, you can't have an America. If you believe in that, then I would argue you're not an American, actually. Not based on our founding, not based on the founding of this nation that says we are all endowed by our creator, that all men are created equal.
Tell us, Benny Johnson, what does it mean to be an American? Who do you work for again? The founding fathers saw no problem with religion in America, but they supported a separation of church and state in order to prevent the government from establishing a national religion and protect all of our religious freedoms. And within that religious freedom is a freedom to not have a religion, to not believe the things that are being presented to you, to say, you know what, I'm going to question that a little bit more and get back to you on how I feel about it. Or I won't get back to you because I don't have to, because we have religious freedom in this country. And is all of that un-American to Benny Johnson? Because that is the most American thing. The freedom of choice, the freedom to believe what you want to believe, the freedom to practice as much or as little as you can or want to. That's what it means to be an American. That's why people come here. They come here for religious freedom because we don't have a nationally dictated religion, even though this is a very Christian nation, for better or for worse. Lately, it seems that they would really like it to be even more Christian than it already is. And it's un-American because we're not supposed to be dictating these things to people. I don't even need to know what people believe. I don't care what people believe as long as it's not impacting my life or the life of others, right? You can do what you want to do. I don't care what goes on inside your church. I don't care what goes on inside your home, as long as you're just not bothering me. Why is that so hard? Waz, what is your take on Benny Johnson's take?
I mean, this is so antithetical to American beliefs. It's almost comical. It's the opposite of what we believe as Americans, which is that it's not based on you having the exact same beliefs as me. Freedom of religion is tied into freedom of speech, freedom of expression. These go at the core, at the base of, you know, what we do here in America. And again, it's just hilarious that Benny Johnson, who probably calls himself a Christ follower, would come out and try to alienate people because they don't have the exact same beliefs and wishes. And I love this idea that, like, if you're a Marxist, you can't be American. It's quite hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, it's a completely not just unhinged, but ill-informed also. So
And
it's a thing that
bigoted, to
I
be
think
honest. That's
it is
that's what
bigoted.
it is. It's a sort of Christian chauvinism. That this idea that, like, oh, if you're not following God, then you must be like lower than or less than. It's
Mhm.
ridiculous.
Yeah, and something that I like to remind people of the Christian faith who feel this particular way about people who are not Christian, it's not a closed club. It's not like if you're black, you can just become white, like you just are that. Anyone can become a Christian, right? They want more people to become Christians. So the fact that they're criticizing people for not being Christian, it's I could be if I wanted to, but I've chosen not to be one of you for whatever reason. So it's always so weird whenever they choose to look down on people. But I think they justify that by saying, "Oh, I'm so much more enlightened than you. Like you're not there yet and you could never be, or you're not about to be anytime soon." So that's where they get their audacity from.